This year I am using 3 notebooks to keep my life organized, and they are my planner, my journal, and sort of an idea book or like a brain dump notebook. So here they are. We've got my planner, my idea book, and then my little journal as well. Before we look at the contents of my notebooks and I tell you all about how I'm using them, I've got to mention that I designed my very own notebook line. They are within these covers, so I'm gonna show you in depth what they look like and why I designed them the way I did. So if you just wanna go ahead and check it out on my website, the pre-order links are live and they are available. They're gonna ship out in March and I'm super, super proud of them, super excited for them. So definitely check those out if you're on the market for a new notebook for your traveler's notebooks. All right, let's start with the smallest one. This is my journal. It is a passport-sized traveler's notebook in the color camel, and as you can see, it has been well loved over the years. It was sitting in storage for a little while until I decided to use it as my journal recently. So I have a craft folder that encases my insert, and this is the one that I was talking about. I designed my very own inserts, and they're available in the passport size and regular size. So this is the fern design that I vectorized based on one of my paintings, and I just love this combo. So the fern is quite detailed, and as you can see, hopefully the camera's picking that up, it is a gold debossed design. And I just love this olive green cover. The cover is very sturdy and thick, and the notebook is stitched, so I'll just show you real quick. It's stitched and then the cardstock is actually covering the stitching. And the grid is 3.5 millimeters, so quite small. It's the same size as the Take a Note planner grid size. And the paper is Tomoe River paper, so 52 GSM, very thin, and there's 100 pages or 50 sheets. So it's the same thickness as a typical insert made by the Travelers Company and other companies, but there's more pages because the paper is so lightweight. I use fountain pen to write all of my entries, and I use a little date stamp right there to stamp each one of my dates. And so far I have been journaling every single day. So as you can see, my handwriting is pretty small, which is why I chose a 3.5 millimeter grid for this, and it's very faint. I really like a subtle gray grid. I don't like the grid to be too dark because I think it's pretty distracting. And as you can see, sometimes I don't write very much, which is why I decided to move into a passport-sized notebook for my journal. And then halfway through January 24th's entry, I decided to switch over to cursive writing because I just wanted to let the words flow. And even though I love how the print handwriting looks and how legible it is, it's super neat, I just really wanted to let my thoughts just flow on the page. So I've been using cursive from the middle of January 24th until now. And I might switch back to print because I do like how it looks and I am very mindful, but to be honest, cursive is a lot faster. I like to decorate my pages before I write for my journal. And so far I am really enjoying using this size for my journal. It's so cute. I haven't used passport size in quite a while. And I also use the passport size writing board from the Travelers Company, so I keep that tucked into the back pocket of my craft folder. This one is from 2022. They don't make this one anymore because they come out with a new theme every year. But I just love the colors that they had and the theme for 2022. The next insert is one that I made myself. I actually followed the directions from my friend's book, Handmade Books at Home by Bitter Melon Bindery. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. And this is just a random assortment of handmade papers that I put together, and it was so simple and easy to do. So if you look, this is my collage diary, which I used to incorporate into my daily journal, but I decided that I really wanted to just separate those two styles of expression. And so as you can see, I do a lot of layering, and I just like to turn my brain off and put things down just for fun. I'm not quite done with this one, and I haven't done a lot of collaging, but now that I look at this, it makes me want to fill this whole thing up with some collaging fun. So this is a really simple bookbinding method. It's the pamphlet stitch, and this is just waxed linen thread. I just love how rustic this looks. So I am really loving this little journal and how I have it set up with the writing portion in the front in this insert and then the collage in the back. Super cute. So yeah, if you're interested in these inserts, definitely check that out on my website. Moving on to the next one, this is my idea notebook. So this is the regular size traveler's notebook in brown, and I've also had this one for several years. And this one has the regular sized counterpart to the notebook I just showed you. So this also has my logo in the back, 52 GSM Tomoe River paper, and it is also 3.5 millimeter grid with the stitched binding. I guess I should start from the actual front of it. This is the Traveler's Company wallet insert, and I just have a bunch of stickers in this pocket right here, and I'll just flip through them, see what I want to use for all of my notebooks. It's like my little stash here. In here are some other stickers and labels, and then I've got my most frequently used stickers in this little pocket of my craft folder, and these are just the ones that I've been reaching for the most often, so I wanted to have it more accessible by putting it in this front pocket here. For some reason I decided to skip the first page, but this notebook is for brain dumps, jotting down my ideas, to-do lists, just random things, anything that I might need to grab a notebook and just jot an idea down. I like to put it in here. And I just started it, so there's not many pages, but I think you get the idea. On this page, I'm brainstorming future video ideas, and I wanted to do that in my planner originally, but I just wanted a separate notebook. This kind of reminds me of different collections in a bullet journal, if you're familiar with the bullet journal method. So I've just started it, so there's not much, but I am really liking what I've got started so far. And then back here, I've got the regular sized counterpart, which is the writing board that I showed earlier. This is also from the 2022 cinema theme. I just love it. Very useful for resting your hand on the page when you're writing. And I don't think I have anything in this pocket, so who knows what I'll fill it with. So that is the regular sized traveler's notebook, which I call my idea book. And I don't use it on a daily basis. It's just for when I need it. Next up, we have my planner, and I've done a couple of videos on this already, so I won't talk too much about it, but it is the Take a Note A5 planner, and I've got it in a Midori cover. So Take a Note 2024. On this page, I am tracking my mental health and my physical health, and the little brown dots are pretty good. I've been doing something every day to replenish my mental health, and as you can see, I have been journaling every single day. So sitting down with my journal, being with my stationery, that is one of the best things I can do for my mental health. So I've been pretty consistent with that. However, my physical health has been falling off a little bit. I was going strong, and then I got really sick. You can see that in my weekly pages, actually. This section here, I'm just using it as like a feature log. Not much going on, so we're just gonna skip past that. And then my monthly pages are arguably my most important part of my planner to me, because I'm putting all of my appointments and different events and tracking what I want to do for that week. So I'll put a little bit of decoration down halfway through the month after I know for sure what needs to go inside of my calendar. For January, I did a little coffee theme because I wanted to use my new stickers. And just glancing at this, I can tell that it has been kind of a rough month with sicknesses and kids home for lots of holidays and snow days. So that's why I haven't been very active in my social media or on YouTube. And then I have just started filling in my February calendar. All right, let's skip ahead to the weekly pages. This right here is what you call new planner energy. I was so excited to use this planner that I filled it all up. And I did meal planning on this side, I did to-do lists, and I did different thoughts. I was decorating every last little corner. I was introducing color coding. And then on this spread, I decided to do something different, which is time blocking. So I used a highlighter to delineate different sections of the day, and that really helped me to stay on task. But halfway through this week, I got sick and the kids got sick, so there was no hope of doing anything productive at all. If I didn't have kids, I might have been able to use my planner a little bit or journal, but when you have two sick kids, you really can't take care of yourself, much less do anything productive. So that was what happened, and the sickness lasted for quite a long time. And then once they got better, there was a snow day, and then it was the weekend, so the kids were home and we were hanging out with them, and then I was back on it. So we were all recovered for exactly 4 days, and then we got sick again. And I'll explain the little dots here. I decided to use stickers to do the time blocking instead of markers. So on this spread, I used different mild liners to color code the sections of the day, and I thought it would be kind of nice to have these stickers because they're more visually, I don't know, beautiful. But now that I think about it, it did take more time out of my day to use the stickers, and I'm thinking I might go back to the markers. But that's the beautiful thing about it. I'm not trying to be super consistent all the way through because it's pretty much impossible for me to do so with 2 sick kids. And I'm going to pick back up on Monday, the 12th, which I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't get sick again. And I'm thinking about doing the time blocking, but with markers again. So that's my planner. I knew there was gonna be some skipped days, but I did not anticipate this many. But that's just the reality of, I guess, this time of the year, with January, February being a lot of communicable diseases out there. But I'm not gonna get into all that. So far, I really like this planner. I really like this setup. And those are my 3 notebooks. So that is pretty much it for my 2024 planner journal notebook lineup. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're using for 2024 in the comments, and I will see you all next time.